Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Retroplex and welcome back to another late review. This video is kind of a follow-up to my Sonic X Shadow Generations review, as I left out one thing that came in packaged with the game, and that is Professor Gerald Robotnik's journal. That's right, if you pre-order the physical version of Sonic X Shadow Generations, you'll receive a physical copy of Gerald's journal. But don't let that one infomercial that the official Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel uploaded fool you, as they advertised the journal as a big book that you can read with your stuffed animal. But in reality, it's just some tiny little booklet. But if you only have the digital copy of the game, you can also just find entries in the white space in Shadow Generations. I highly recommend reading his journal, as Gerald talks about his family life, his research on the space colony arc, and how he took Maria to the ark to try to cure her from her chronic illness, which eventually created Project Shadow. It's honestly pretty sad and disturbing to read how Gerald had gone mentally insane trying to find a cure for Maria, that he just ended up losing her when the gun agents killed her. It's pretty fucking tragic to see him go down this path. And yeah, just wanted to make this video talking about the journal. That's all I got for today. See ya. Nah, I'm just fucking kidding. I can't end a video without talking about Sonic X Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings, a 3-episode prologue miniseries that takes place shortly before the events of Shadow Generations. Even though the series was uploaded on YouTube before the game was released, you can still watch all the episodes on the game itself, and there's also a bonus scene that is locked behind the PlayStation versions of this game. But we'll talk about the bonus scene soon. Right off the bat, Shadow Dark Beginnings is hands down the best looking piece of Sonic media that I have ever seen. The animation just looks fucking incredible. I really hope one day Sega makes another Sonic TV series with this type of 2D animation and just ditch the 3D animation. Not saying that there's anything bad with the 3D animation that is used in Sonic Boom and Sonic Prime, but 2D, it just looks more expressive in a way. Episode 1, titled Shadow and Maria, starts off 50 years ago with the two at the Ark, watching the Aurora Borealis. Then suddenly, Maria nearly passes out and Shadow gets frustrated at himself that he hasn't been able to cure Maria's disease, since he was created by Gerald as the ultimate life form to cure her. Then Maria comforts him and tells him that they're doing their best despite not making any progress. Then it cuts to Shadow saving Gerald as he's being attacked by Emerald, only for Shadow to find out that something's wrong as he's being confronted by his past, remembering the final words Maria said to him before she died. Then it cuts to Shadow in the present day in a flash, and he throws a chaos spear at the tree. That part honestly gave me chills. Then in episode 2, Finding the Way, it flashbacks again to 50 years ago when a young annoying little piece of shit Abraham Tower calls Shadow a freak to Maria, and she comforts Shadow as he looks at the Death Leech. Shadow wonders if he'll ever be like that creature since he is created by the same DNA as the Death Leech. And Maria reminds Shadow that he has a big heart and that he's nothing like that creature. Then it transitions to present day yet again with Shadow, Rouge, and Omega at the hidden base fighting the egg pawns. Shadow then tells Rouge that he wants to gain access to a spacecraft that'll take him to the Ark to help him find answers on why he's constantly getting flashbacks. He suspects that the Black Arms is behind all this. Rouge agrees to give Shadow a spacecraft, but only if he attends Sonic's birthday party. And that brings us to the third and final episode titled To the Ark. This one's definitely my favorite episode. Team Dark heads to the gun military base to access the spacecraft. Then they get jumped by the Blue Falcon mech, and that's when we got a really sick fight scene. But my favorite moment of the fight is when the mech launches missiles at them, and Shadow grabs the missile and launches it back at the mech. That part is just badass. That's fucking cool. As soon as they finish the fight, Shadow enters the spacecraft and tells Rouge that he's ready to take off. And remember Abraham Tower, that annoying little shithead from episode 2 that called Shadow a freak? He's now the gun commander, and he sounds a little bit like that blue little mammal that we all know and love. Yeah, I find it pretty funny that Roger Craig Smith voices nearly half the characters in this series, but not Sonic. But anyway, Commander Tower overrides the launch system, and that's when we get some good character character development from Commander Tower when he admits to Rouge that he supports Shadow despite their differences in the past and would have let him use the shuttle if he just asked. Then Rouge and the Commander acknowledge Maria, and that's when we get the most emotional part of the series, where Shadow is seen in the spacecraft and he remembers the moments he had with Maria, and you have the song Without You by Casey Lee Williams playing in the background, which makes this even more sad if you pay attention to the lyrics of the song. Then it cuts to a little end credit scene of Black Doom with his eyes glowing, but now we get to the bonus scene, which really makes no sense that this scene is only exclusive to the PlayStation ports. It shows Shadow and Maria together watching the stars, and Maria is excited that she and Shadow are gonna go back to Earth once they cure her, but Shadow doubts himself that he'll fit in, and Maria hugs him and tells him that he'll always count on her if he needs help. And as soon as she says that, she fades away in the form of the stars, and that is the end of Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings, or as I like to call it, Shadow Generations Emotionally Damaged Beginnings. For a 15-minute miniseries with great animations, this series is amazing. It does such a good job capturing more of Shadow's backstory along with him and Maria. I just really wish we got more of this, but all of that continues in Shadow Generations, giving Dark Beginnings an 8.5 out of 10. Let's hope that Sega keeps this momentum going. Hope you enjoyed my review on Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings, and if you did, feel free to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like these, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and also hit that little bell icon so you'll get notified when I upload a new video. These videos take a lot of time and effort, so your support is greatly appreciated. That's all I got for today. Until next time, bye bye.